Hey my beautiful souls, welcome back to Finding with Jessie, the life coach. So for those who don't know me, my name is Jessie. I am a life coach, and we do a little bit of everything on this channel, from organizing our lives to organizing our mind to organizing everything. It's all about getting in alignment. So if it's your first time, a big welcome, like, share, and I hope you subscribe and become part of my tribe. So guys, what are we talking about today? So I've been actually getting a lot of requests for some videos, and I've actually been getting questions, directly sent to me. So I'm actually going to take the opportunity today to answer a question that a subscriber sent to me, and I think it's beneficial for most people. So guys, if you have a question or a comment or a suggestion on a video, definitely leave it in the comments section, and I'll try my best to, get it out to you. So what's the question? So I'm gonna go in my phone because I already forgot it. So I did a video recently about toxic relationships, and this person actually watched that video and had some questions that she wanted answered. So her first question is, should I stay friends with my toxic ex? And then her second part of that question was, he was not a good partner but a good friend. So my initial reaction to this question is, if any relationship is toxic, abusive, manipulative, one-sided, disrespectful, there's cheating involved, there's just physical abuse, any toxicity, anything that disturbs your peace and makes you feel like you're losing parts of yourself, I would definitely say not to stay friends with that person. My main question that I would say to ask yourself is, why would you want to stay friends with a person who has caused so much disturbance in your life? But I truly believe that people never let go situations until they are ready to let it go. You can tell people advice and you can talk until your face is like blue and different colors, and people are still going to do what they want to do. And that's part of free will. We all have the free will to choose what we want in our lives, and for me, I would never want to take that away from anyone. This channel is all about guidance. It's never about imposing beliefs or anything directly onto anybody. It's just about kind of broadening your vision and opening your eyes to certain dynamics. So to really answer this question for this person so they actually can make an informative decision for themselves, which is what I like to pride myself on, is I'm going to give you some information and things to think about, and then you answer the question and you do what's right for you. I think that's the best way to help guide and lead people. In my coaching sessions, that's usually what I do. So we're going to treat this like a coaching section. First part of the question, should she stay friends with a toxic ex? Well, anything that is toxic means that it's not good for you and it's disrupting your peace, right? A lot of the times with toxic relationship, it comes with a lot of codependency, a lot of attachments, a lot of illusions. All these things circulate around a toxic environment. And the more that you stay in a toxic environment or with a toxic person, the more damage it does. So you have to treat a toxic relationship like you treat anything in life that is of an addiction, because that's usually what it is. You are addicted to something in this toxic environment or to this toxic person. A lot of times when people start evaluating their lives and they think about the person that they're trying to get away from, they start realizing that there's a pattern. Like if you look back on like old partnerships and old relationships or old friendships or old environments that you're in, you start realizing that, hey, wait a minute, there's a pattern here. So you have to treat toxic relationships like an addiction, right? So if you were a drinker or you were addicted to some type of, substance, some type of drug, it is almost impossible to heal yourself being around people of the same circumstances, being around environments that offer these types of substances, and definitely being around people who provide this substance. It is impossible. So that's how you have to think about a toxic relationship, right? Why would you want to stay in an environment or with a person who is unhealthy for you? If you're trying to get away from that person and you already did it, like you already took the big step, and that's the big step. The first step is actually detaching, yourself from it, breaking the attachment and saying, no more, I'm not doing this no more. Why would you want to put yourself in an environment where you're actually able to go backwards? right? We want to go forward. That's what this channel is all about. Moving forward, removing the blocks, removing the things that are keeping you back. And a toxic person will always keep you back. And your end goal is to go forward, right? So that's some things to really, really consider and really, really think about. In order for you to get peace within yourself and be able to completely heal yourself from this addiction and this attachment, it is best to put yourself in an environment where you're not surrounded around this person and these things. Usually when you break up with a toxic person, the first thing I will always suggest is actually removing that person from your environment, period. Like if you're on social media with them, disengage, right? Just delete them. If you're around other friends that they're around, I would never suggest to be around them at the same time. You know, if you're around those friends, the best thing to say to these friends is, listen, you know, me and this person are not together anymore, and I just prefer that, you know, while I'm healing and getting back to myself, that I really don't want to know what this person is involved in, who they're dating, what's going on with them. Just detach. You have to really, really, really completely detach. If you don't, you wind up back. Majority of the time, you wind up back in the same position that you were in, and you wind up going around in a circle, and it becomes a pattern. It becomes a cycle. So in order for you to stop a cycle, you actually have to stop it. You have to cut off, you know, what's feeding it, what is fueling it. And what is fueling it is usually being around the person, right? So the second part of the question was that this person was a good partner. But I'm sorry, this person was not a good partner, but they were a good friend. So if the person was in front of me and I was coaching them, I would ask them to define what a real friendship is, what their true friendships look like. Like, give me some attributes of what makes up a good friend. Since this person's not here in front of me, I'm going to tell you what I believe makes up a good friend. And I think mass majority of people would agree. So when you have a good friend, you have a person that is just down for you, right? They make you feel good, right? They make time for you. There's reciprocity, right? I give you my time, you give me your time. There's a good exchange of energy. When we're together, we feel good, we laugh, we have a good time, we go out to eat, we make memories. There's not a lot of drama with, friendships. And when there is drama, like when there's times that we disagree, or, and we're human, so we have our times that we're selfish, and we could be mean, and we could be self-centered, whatever, those times come up, we're able to apologize to one another, right? We're able to see our fault. We're able to see how we contributed to the situation, and we're able to say, look, you know what? I'm really sorry. If I said something mean, I really didn't mean it. But not only an apology, but we come with a behavioral change, because apology means nothing if you're not willing to change your behavior. You don't take the action to actually fix what created the issue, right? So those are some of the things I think about friendship, right? I think about, like I said, reciprocity with love. I love you, you love me. There's a great amount of respect. Like my friends respect me and I respect them. I'm not, speaking all crazy about them in the streets. I'm not speaking all crazy about them to other people. I let them be heard. I let them be seen. Like they have something to say, I let them say it, right? If I don't agree with it, then I politely say, you know what, I don't really agree with that. That's not how I roll, is not what I do. And that's that. We can agree to disagree. We don't get crazy. We're not getting disrespectful. We're not calling each other out of our, each other's names. My friends do not hit me. I'm not putting my hands on my friends. That's for sure. No, right? There's definitely no emotional abuse going on. Like my friends don't lie to me. I don't lie to them. There's no gaslighting. There's no messing around with my perception. Like if I say I saw you here, they're like, no, you didn't see me there, right? No, there's none of that. There's no gaslighting. They're not being manipulative. Like it's a general nice flow and nice balance. So that's really what makes up a good friendship, to me, right? Now, I actually struggle with this question because I'm like, how are you able to be a good friend and not be a good partner? The main component of being a good partner is to be a good friend. It goes hand in hand. The first thing you should be is a good friend. You want to make sure that you're there for the person. You want to make sure that the person is heard. You're not lying to the person. You don't want to hurt the person, right? And usually when you're dealing with a toxic person, they are not a good partner, which is one of the reasons why you actually broke up and they are your ex now. So you really have to start defining and really look into how you define what makes up a good friend. If you're finding that your definition kind of is similar to my definition, and then you realize when you think about this person that is not matching, then you kind of know, right? So I would definitely suggest when you're in these situations that you have to really reflect on what your belief system is, right? If you believe that friendship comes with a set standards, a set type of attributes, and you're not seeing this from this person, how can you actually say they were a good friend, right? So this is the thing with toxic relationships, especially after you get out of them. There is some type of attachment. I think in most connections, there is an attachment. Some are healthy, some are not. Whether it's a good attachment or a bad attachment, when we break away from an attachment, it makes us feel uncomfortable. It disrupts our being in a sense, right? So what happens is we usually tend to go back to whatever caused the discomfort, whatever caused the upset, to maintain that kind of what we feel is like a balance. In order to cancel out the discomfort, we got to go back to what actually caused it. It sounds crazy, but that's usually the way people operate, right? We did something, there's an attachment, right? We broke away from it, there was discomfort. In order for us to be soothed, for us to not feel those uncomfortable feelings, feel lonely, feel upset, feel depressed, feel alone, right? We go back to what? We go back to what the attachment was, because that's the only way we know how to soothe it, the only way we know how to stop it, right? Instead of going back and healing ourselves. And that just comes with a false sense of security, because usually in a relationship, whether, no matter how bad it is, there was, nobody's ever all bad. There was some parts of that relationship that kept you there, right? There was some times that the person was actually, present. There was a time when the person actually made you feel good. There was a time when a person actually made you feel seen, made you feel heard, made you feel loved. And what we do is we tend to only focus on that. We tend to focus on the good and cancel out the bad. So there's like this false sense of security and love that we hold on to, which makes us go back and want to go back into that attachment. So in order to heal that attachment, you actually have to completely cut it at the roots, completely move away from it, and really focus on yourself. You want to get to the point that you are self-soothing yourself. You're not relying on anyone else to soothe those discomfort, those uncomfortable feelings in you. If you're uncomfortable, the best way to work with that is to actually go through the feelings, let the emotions out. And once they are out, they will start calming down. That discomfort is going to start calming down. And that attachment, that time that you needed that person, like, oh my God, I can't live without this person. Oh my God, I need this person. Oh my God, this is the person for me. That starts to dwindle down, and you don't start feeling it anymore. And you start to become stronger and stronger and stronger. You start to develop your own sense of independence and self-worth. And to the point that you're just like, you ever been in that situation where you had a person that you felt like you couldn't live without, or you felt like you needed, like they were like your everything. You were like obsessed with them, and then you break up with them, you completely, sever ties, and a couple, years go down, a couple of years pass by, and then you see the person and it's like, yeah, I've been there. I think most people have been there, right? And it's because you have healed yourself, right? That you have healed from that attachment, from that codependency of you need that person, because we truly don't need anyone. So for my subscriber, that's how I will answer that question for you. It's just to give you some knowledge of what you might be feeling. And like I said, you can only make those decisions for yourself. So I truly believe in order to help a person really on their journey is to help give them guidance, help them break down compound questions, help them see the big picture, but they have to see it for themselves. So in order for them to truly make changes, it's a conclusion that they have to come to. Nobody could really tell you how to live your life and what to do, right? But what I can actually offer is some guidance and some help and some reflection questions that you really want to ask yourself. So here they are. You take some time to reflect on what you think friendship really is, and start matching it up. See if it matches up. And if you are asking the question whether you should stay friends with a toxic person, I think the better question you should be asking is why you will want to stay, friends with a toxic relationship. And if you truly want to move forward, then why are you looking back? Another question you want to ask yourself is, if you already identify the person as toxic, that means that the person is unhealthy for you. So why would you want to put yourself back into that dynamic? Why would you want to surround yourself with a person who is unhealthy? Why would you want to give yourself back again to someone who you feel is unhealthy for you? So a lot of times people will answer this question with, but I love him. Okay, but what about, are you loving yourself, right? When you love yourself, you don't put yourself in unhealthy dynamics. You do not surround yourself with people who cause harm and people who disturb your peace and upset your balance. So that's another question you should be asking yourself, right? Yeah, you might love that person, but do you love yourself? You have to be able to, love yourself enough to walk away from toxic environments, toxic people, right? It's like putting poison into your body. So you have to start asking yourself, where is your self-worth? Where is your self-love? Why would you want to poison your body? If you willingly know you're putting poison into your body, would you do it? Majority of the time people will say no, but you already have admitted that this person is toxic. So if they're toxic, that means they're poisonous to you. So why would you want to go another round with them? So these are some questions that you should be asking yourself.